Forrest, a mathematics professor at Grand Rapids Community College. And today I want to introduce you to a slightly different way of looking at circles. Yes, I said circles. Now you may be thinking that you already know about circles. You know there's some kind of formula for calculating the circumference of a circle. And once you know that, what else is there? What else is there? Well, it's actually very simple. It isn't new, but it's a different way of looking at something that you probably already know. But first, let's start with the basics. There's a wonderful number called pi, and as you can see from my shirt, it's my favorite number. And that's because with pi, we can calculate amazing things. Simply put, pi is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. It always has the same value, no matter what the size of the circle. And the value of pi is approximately 3.14. Perhaps the most famous formula that uses pi is for the circumference of a circle. And you may recognize it, 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle, like this, and the value of pi is 3.14. It's simple. Just plug in the two numbers and voila! You know the circumference of the circle. But if you look at this formula carefully, you may notice that as simple and elegant as it is, there's a way to make it more simple and more elegant. Do you see it? Do you see it yet? What you might have noticed is there's a way of doing something that we in mathematics call reducing in calculating the beginning of the formula 2 times pi, where we just double the value of pi to get one number, and then you can multiply it by the radius. And what do we call this new number? Double pi? Nope. The name for the value of 2 pi is another Greek letter, and that's the lesson for today. Instead of 2 pi, we call this number tau. And since its value is twice pi, the simpler formula is tau times r equals the circumference. Simpler. And in math, simpler is better. So let's do a quick review. So the original formula for calculating the circumference of a circle was the classic 2 pi r. We simplified by doubling pi, 2 times 3.14, and that new value of 6.28 equals tau. So the new simpler formula reads tau r, and that equals the circumference of a circle. So today you learned about the value of tau, and you also learned that you can sometimes even take one of the most famous formulas in math and make it better. Now don't get me wrong, my favorite number is still pi. But since today is June 28, you know, 628, we'll let tau rule today. Happy Tau Day, and thanks for watching.